You know, every time you hop in your car, you're basically stepping inside this incredible, invisible shield of technology. But do you really get how it all works? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on the amazing science of car safety. From the hidden features that literally spring to life in a crash to the stuff you've got to maintain yourself, we are covering everything you need to know to stay protected out there on the road.
Just picture it. One moment you're cruising, music's on, just thinking about your day. And the next, you're in a situation you never, ever saw coming. And that's just the thing about driving, right? It's why being prepared is so much more than just having the right tools. It's about having a mindset that's built on knowledge. And that's our whole goal here, to give you that understanding, the kind that can help turn a potential crisis into something you can actually manage.
Okay, so let's start with the car itself. Your car is pretty much a fortress on wheels, but a lot of its most powerful defenses are totally invisible to you. These are the systems that are always on, always ready to go. You probably don't even know they're there, but believe me, in a collision, they become the absolute most critical line of defense you have.
So the fancy engineering term for this invisible shield is passive safety. And the key word there is passive. You don't have to flip a switch or push a button for any of this to work. These features are designed to kick into gear all on their own, automatically, the second an impact happens. And their one and only job is to reduce the forces that get to you.
Now, this is going to sound a little crazy, but some of the most important safety features on your car are the parts that are designed to be the weakest. Yeah, you heard that right. We're talking about crumple zones. Their job is to absorb the crazy amount of energy in a crash, kind of like a giant metal sponge. By collapsing in a very specific engineered way, they sacrifice themselves to slow everything down and steer those dangerous forces away from you.
But here's the cool part. While the front and back of your car are designed to crumple, the part where you're sitting is built like a vault. This is the reinforced safety cage, and it does the exact opposite of the crumple zones. Its job is to stay as rigid as possible, creating this protective shell around you. It's this perfect partnership, this kind of yin and yang of strength and sacrifice that works together to keep you safe.
And of course, we have to talk about airbags. I mean, modern cars are just packed with them. In way less time than it takes to blink, this whole network of them, front, side, curtain, even down by your knees, can deploy with explosive speed. It's just an incredible synchronized piece of engineering that creates this almost instantaneous cushion between you and all the hard surfaces inside the car.
You know, even the simple seatbelt has become this amazingly smart device. The instant a crash is detected, something called a pretensioner fires off, pulling the belt tight to lock you into the safest possible position. But then, just a millisecond later, a load limiter lets out a tiny bit of slack, just enough to keep the force of the belt itself from causing a serious injury. It's an absolutely incredible balancing act. So, it's clear your car's engineering is doing a ton of work to protect you. But, safety on the road is really a two-way street. Now that we've seen what's built in, let's talk about your part in all this. In this next section, we're going to cover the essential gear that you are legally on the hook for keeping in perfect working order. Now, this might just look like a basic checklist, but every single thing on this list is a critical link in the safety chain. I mean, working lights mean you can see, but just as important, it means you can be seen. Good brakes, that's not a feature, that's your last line of defense. And tires with enough tread? Well, that's the only thing keeping your couple-ton vehicle stuck to the road. These are not suggestions, they're the absolute fundamentals of a safe drive. And here's a really important tip. Never, ever assume the rules are the same everywhere you go. In some states, or even other countries, you might be legally required to carry a fire extinguisher. In others, a first aid kit might be mandatory. The only way to know for sure is to check with your local authority, like the DMV. Seriously, a few minutes of looking it up online can save you from a ticket, or way worse, being unprepared when it really counts.
All right, so we've covered the built-in shield and the gear you're legally required to have. But what if you want to take your safety up a notch, especially if you're driving an older car? Well, that brings us to the really interesting world of aftermarket devices. So in this last section, we'll dive into how you can actually upgrade your own vehicle with some of the latest safety tech.
But here's the big question, right? Can you actually trust a device that didn't come with your car straight from the factory? It's a totally fair question, and the honest answer is, well, it depends. Some of these devices are absolute lifesavers, while others are little more than pricey gadgets. So the real question becomes, how do you tell the difference? Let's figure that out. So here's a quick look at some of the most popular stuff out there. A dash cam basically acts as your silent, impartial witness if something happens. A blind spot monitor, that can prevent a really bad lane change mistake. A simple backup camera can help you avoid a tragic accident. And a tire pressure monitoring system, or TPMS, gives you that crucial heads up before a dangerous blowout.
The appeal here is pretty obvious. You can get modern, life-saving tech without having to buy a brand new car, but the risks are definitely real. The quality can be all over the place, getting them installed can be tricky, and there's no guarantee the new tech is going to play nice with your car's original systems, so you really have to choose carefully.
So how do you pick a good one? Well, it really just boils down to these 3 steps. First, do your research. Stick with well-known brands that have lots of positive reviews. Second, look for official certifications. You'll see little logos like DOT for the Department of Transportation or SAE. That means the product has been properly tested. And finally, and this is huge, get it installed by a professional. A brilliant device that's installed wrong is probably worse than having no device at all.
As we start to wrap this up, I want you to think of car safety not as just one thing, but more like a suit of armor. The car's built-in systems, those are the tough steel plates. The legal stuff you maintain, that's the straps holding it all together. And those optional aftermarket devices, well, those are the extra reinforcements you can add on. Each layer is important, but it's how they all work together that truly keeps you protected.
You know, we've talked about a lot of technology today, but the single most important safety feature in any car is, and always will be, the driver. It's you. So my question for you is this. Now that you have this deeper understanding of how your car is working to protect you, how is that going to change the way you drive tomorrow? The next time you get behind the wheel, I hope you do it with a whole new level of awareness and confidence. Thanks for watching.
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.